Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE, is marking the 20th anniversary of their operation in Kazakhstan. Astana hosted an international conference attended by OSCE Secretary General Thomas Greminger, who highlighted the major areas of cooperation, such as military, political, economic, and humanitarian.
Более 1000 всевозможных мероприятий было за эти годы, за 20 лет проведено здесь, в Казахстане.
More than 1,000 various events were held in Kazakhstan, which contributed to the strengthening of the social and economic foundation by our society and the development of the civil society. Our country's contribution in the military and political stability and security is valuable.
Стабильность так называемого сообщества безопасности, он неоценим.
One important takeaway is that I want to make sure that now these two major cooperation endeavors on judicial reform and on police reform, that these projects are rapidly published, that we mobilize resources, and that we can rapidly start implementation of these projects.
OSCE is a European organization with 57 participating countries. Annually, one of the member countries holds the chairmanship, with the foreign minister serving as the chairman in office. Kazakhstan held the OSCE chairmanship in 2010. Kazakhstan and Hungary are strategic partners. Budapest is one of Astana's most important and reliable allies in Europe. Hungarian Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Peter Szijjártó, talked to Kazakh TV about the current state and the major sectors of the Kazakh-Hungarian strategic cooperation.
Kazakhstan is non-permanent member of the UN Security Council for the second consecutive year. During this time, Kazakhstan has launched a number of initiatives. So how do you evaluate Kazakhstan's achievements on the international arena?
You know, we have found the election of Kazakhstan as a non-permanent member to the Security Council with a good reason. We think that you have deserved it, as Central Asia is a pretty rapidly emerging region, mostly thanks to the achievement and performance of Kazakhstan. So we have really valued your contribution to managing global issues, and there has been a very good dialogue between us and you when it comes to issues appearing on the agenda of the Security Council.
Kazakhstan and Hungary have a great potential for collaboration. What are the key areas of cooperation?
I think water management will be extremely important. You know, this is an economic sector where Hungary can offer very good technologies, solutions, know-hows in order to upgrade the operation of water systems of other countries. So our water management companies, which really are recognized worldwide, we hope that they could be involved in these projects. We are helping the Hungarian water companies on that. In order to ensure that the financial background is there, we have opened a 420 million euro credit line at the Hungarian Exim Bank, which has only one goal, to assist the Hungarian Kazakh business-to-business cooperation.
Last year, Kazakh-Hungarian Investment Fund was established. What projects are being implemented as part of this partnership?
Finally, after long negotiations, we were able to put together the Agricultural Investment Fund, which is a fund of 40 million euros composed by the Hungarian Exim Bank and Kazagro here from Kazakhstan. And they have already proved to be successful in investing two projects, both of them on the field of agriculture, of course, and both of them on the field of food processing. One of them is dealing with mostly tomatoes and other types of vegetables, and the other one with apple and other types of fruits. We are looking for the new projects, but these two projects are very clear signals of the fact that that was a good decision to enter into such a common fund.
Kazakhstan and Russia are maintaining a confident path towards further strengthening of cooperation. Today, relations between the two countries are considered as exemplary. Kazakhstan and Russia are connected in almost all areas: economy, politics, education, medicine, and culture. The largest commodity turnover of all the countries of the Eurasian Economic Union accounts for Russia. In 2017 alone, sales amounted to $16 billion.
В первом полугодии 2018 года мы видим двузначный рост больше, чем на 10% по сравнению с аналогичным периодом прошлого года. И во многом...
In the first half of 2018, we see the double-digit growth by more than 10% comparing to the same period of last year. In many respects, this is achieved not only due to fuel and energy resources, but also due to a growing role of other sectors of the economy. For example, we see that the share of the machinery equipment exported from Russia to Kazakhstan has already reached 25%. This is the leading export now.
Россия в Казахстан достигает уже почти 25%, и можно говорить о том, что это лидирующая статья экспорта сейчас.
Russia's share in Kazakhstan's foreign trade turnover amounted to nearly 21%. The country ranks first in terms of exports of goods to Kazakhstan and fourth in terms of imports of Kazakh products. The Russian economists point out that quantitative indicators are not just growing, the structure of trade is also changing qualitatively.
К концу этого года наш взаимный товарооборот достигнет $18 миллиардов. Это достаточно серьезная цифра.
By the end of this year, our mutual trade turnover will reach $18 billion. This is quite a serious figure. Of course, it can grow further, but if we compare this figure and this volume with those Russian partners that are larger in size than Kazakhstan, sometimes this figure is lower, even several times lower. According to forecasts of the Russian economists, the trade turnover between Kazakhstan and Russia will be estimated at $24 billion by 2020. Kazakhstan is actively increasing its transit transport potential. An important role is assigned to the Khorgos Eastern Gate Special Economic Zone. The strategic site is an important logistics hub. The total area is estimated at 4,500 hectares. It includes three key areas: logistics, industry, and the dry port transport logistics complex. The economic zone connects China, Central Asia, and the Middle East, as well as provide access to the European markets. This year alone, a number of projects worth 22 billion tenge will be launched in the Special Economic Zone. In the Khorgos Eastern Gate, we are investing in the projects of the feed mill plant and elevator. At the first stage of construction, there will be an elevator with a capacity of 15,000 tons and the feed mill plant with a capacity of 60,000 tons per year. Currently, the borrowed funds have helped launch 14 projects worth 455 billion tenge until 2023. Today, the dry port, which was commissioned 3 years ago, has opened up new opportunities for entering global markets. Over 200,000 containers from China, Vietnam, and South Korea were transported through the port. By 2020, 2 million containers will be delivered to the European countries.
Мы имеем твердые контракты на привлечение частных инвестиций. Это в размере порядка...
We have strong contracts to attract private investments worth $1.7 billion. Last year, an agreement on the direct investment was signed. Today, we are finalizing negotiations with one of the major international port operators.
Один из больших международных портовых операторов.
Over the past 10 years, approximately $30 billion has been invested in the transport and logistics infrastructure of Kazakhstan. By 2020, additional investments worth $8 billion are planned. In return, this will favorably affect the development of trade and economic relations, foreign experts say. Tajikistan is focusing on the development of its regions. Darvos district of the Badakhshan autonomous region has a large potential for many economic sectors. Transformation of the mountainous region contributed to the well-being of the local population. There are large and small production enterprises, as well as administrative, social, cultural, educational, and healthcare facilities in the district. The transport infrastructure was also improved as constructors reconstructed old roads and built new highways and bridges. These works are being held as part of the public and private partnerships. The central road of Davos district was coated with asphalt. The road now meets all the international road construction requirements. The highway is used for international freight transportation. We coated the highway with asphalt in a short period of time. We didn't stop working for 1 minute. We paid special attention to the quality of the roadbed. Kyrgyz officials have started to digitally convert archival records as part of the country's Taza Kum transformation program. Video footage of local television will also be digitalized. The Kyrgyz television's archival rooms store over 50-year records of the country's social, political, and economic life. Here we store tapes with documentaries, original programs, feature films, children's programs, and concert records. This equipment is converting old footages into the digital format. The new archives will be stored on computer servers. The modernization will allow the channel to effectively use the footage filmed at various times. Some records will be provided to the state archives. The channel will send the copies recorded on discs. Specialists of the state archival identify the historically important footages. They sort them based on date. Afterwards, we send these records for the management's approval. We provide about 100 records to the state archives per year. Historical records of the Kyrgyz television will be available for journalists, and the records on Kyrgyzstan's establishment will be open for the public in the state archives. Khabar agency is strengthening international cooperation. The television company presented its original series, documentaries, and travel projects about Kazakhstan at MIPCOM, the largest communication trade show in Cannes. The platform brings together leading film and program producers from around the world. At the trade show, Khabar presented 2 joint projects with Discovery, such as Discovery Atlas and How It's Made. These projects include a series of documentaries about the culture and traditions of different countries and a documentary series showing the production process in detail.
На МИПКОМ мы представляем свою сериальную продукцию. В целом от 10 до 12 сериалов мы снимаем.
We present our series at MIPCOM. We film from 10 to 12 series annually covering various genres such as comedies, dramas, and detectives. Batirlar Joly series is our new project. It is a historical drama that we will premiere next year. The series have 12 episodes. We can see that MIPCOM participants are very interested in the historical drama about Central Asia and Kazakhstan.
История, историческая драма именно о Центральной Азии, о Казахстане.
Discovery Atlas Kazakhstan – это часовая программа, которая сделана.
Discovery Atlas Kazakhstan is a 1-hour program in 4K and HD formats. After watching this program for 1 hour, you will feel that you visited almost every attraction in Kazakhstan. In addition to the excellent quality and beautiful frames, every viewer has the opportunity to enjoy the beautiful nature of Kazakhstan that is not known for many people. How It's Made Kazakhstan project is a 10-episode series of 30 minutes each about various products produced only in Kazakhstan.
Продуктах и вещах, которые производятся только в Казахстане.
More than 10,000 specialists visit the MIPCOM trade show every year. The event helps television companies expand sales markets and introduces new trends. Kazakhstan is becoming a prominent player in the worldwide travel industry. More foreign travelers are visiting Kazakhstan due to the attractive unexplored destinations. U.S. businessman David Valera organized a tour across Kazakhstan this summer. 38 tourists from Japan, Spain, and the United States visited the land of the Great Steppe for the first time.
Kazakhstan is a country that has many positive things to offer, and I'm thankful to say that all of my first-time guests were extremely impressed with the country and all went home incredibly happy. That the government is doing a lot to attract tourists into Kazakhstan. However, because the industry is so new in Kazakhstan, I think that the government should really think about working closer with foreigners like myself who are investing our own money and time and effort in bringing our own American colleagues to that part of the world.
Foreign visitors experienced the customs and traditions of Kazakh people. They were interested to visit the countryside, historical landmarks, and natural landscapes. The visitors traveled to rural schools and attended Kazakh weddings.
We visited over a dozen cities. Katonkaragai was one of them. Obviously, Boraboy, Astana, Almaty, Shymkent, Merke, Oskamen, Turkestan was also another great experience that we had. So a lot of these places have a tremendous amount of educational and cultural experiences that tourists just aren't being made aware of.
American citizen David Valera calls himself a Kazakh and considers Kazakhstan as his second home. He's currently gathering a new group of tourists to visit Kazakhstan. He hopes to see the introduction of direct flights between the US and Kazakhstan. One of the US television channels is also set to explore the country. Kazakh teachers have invented a new form of asik game called ushbas. A distinctive feature of the intellectual game is that bones are thrown on the table instead of on the floor. The game is similar to elements of football and billiard sports.
Ұстаздарға керек нәрсе бұл одан кейін жағы кішкентай баламыздан бастап үлкен кәрімізге дейін.
This is what teachers need. Both children and adults can play it. First of all, Ushbas is about movement, coordination, education, and order. People need to have knowledge in order to win. People can study science through this game. We must develop it. This is a modern, innovative way. This is an update. As the head of the state said, it is spiritual modernization. If you do not update the asik game, then it will be forgotten. A convenient way to carry tables is by folding them. A shanirak is placed on the front side of the table, and there are 12 animals which are named based on the Kazakh traditional calendar year and gates. The unique rules of asik makes the game interesting. The traditional calendar of Kazakhs is composed of the 12-year animal cycle. A child putting these 12 asiks learns about the order and features of the calendar. First of all, the child will have an idea about elementary mathematics. He or she learns to count and develops motor skills. The game includes dividing the field into 2 zones. Depending on the age, each participant throws a bone from a distance of 1 to 3 meters. According to the rules, asik should be thrown into the targeted gate. The game inventors claim that Ushbas has a deep Kazakh historical element. They are confident that the new game will interest both children and adults. Astana hosted the Eurasia Stars International Festival, which connects talents of the world-renowned musicians. As part of the event, the Academy of Soloists, which is Kazakh orchestra, gave a second concert at the Kazakhstan Central Concert Hall. The evening was led by French conductor Misha Katz. An honorable guest of the cultural event was famous Italian saxophonist Nicola Piretto. The joint program of 3 countries featured the Swan Lake Ballet Suite of Pyotr Tchaikovsky, Overture to the Thieving Magpie Opera of Rossini, and Diana of Alexei Shore.
Я обратил внимание, какое значение придает государство развитию культуры и искусства.
Since my first visit to Astana, I've noticed that the state pays great attention to culture and art. There are many talented and energetic young musicians. The orchestra's talent and great concert hall were a great surprise for me. The quality of a well-established building and sound acoustics are proud of the country.
Архитектуры и качество звука акустическое – это гордость страны.
It's very nice for me to discover Kazakhstan for the first time. It's very varied concert. There are different pieces. So this concert will start with an overture, and then there will be the Verdiana by Alexei Shore for alto saxophone and orchestra, and it will be continued with a suite by Tchaikovsky. So I hope that public will enjoy this program.
Kazakhstan.